What ISIS is doing is playing into their hands, giving them precisely that Sunni-Shia civil war that they want. Secondly, ISIS is playing into their hands because you can close your eyes and see what's the plan. The plan is to create an Islamic state, a bogus Islamic state, a Zionist Islamic state. And that Islamic state will claim to recover the Khilafah, or the Caliphate, the Sunni Caliphate. You can see in advance this is what they're planning. But it cannot be a real Caliphate, no. It's going to be a bogus Caliphate, and I'm saying that up front. The master craftsman is hell-bent on fomenting Shia-Sunni civil war. And in order to foment Shia-Sunni civil war, he has to demonize the Shia, so that the Sunni become all revved up for war with the Shia. And that has been going on for some time now. He has to so brutalize the Sunnis that large numbers of young Sunni men will become so filled with anger, so overflowing with anger, that all you have to do is to put some weapons in his hands and tell him go and fight, and he will dance to any tune that you play. So what they did in Libya, and then what they did in Syria, is what they're now doing in Iraq. It's the same master planner at work, the same supplier of weapons. And I want to assure you that this body called themselves ISIL, or that's the French, and ISIS in English. This body of so-called Mujahideen, I want to assure you, Maurice, they're not getting their weapons from Santa Claus. No. The same Santa Claus who supplied weapons to them in Benghazi, so that they're able to take over Libya. The same assortment of Santa Clauses who've been supplying them with weapons and training and US dollars for them to wage their bogus jihad in Syria. I am absolutely certain, Maurice, that it is the same Santa Claus at work, supplying weapons and supplying training and supplying funds for this, what is now occurring in northern Iraq. And the purpose is, of course, ultimately to serve the cause of the Zionists, would feel a certain amount of grievances over majority Shia rule when they have been ruling over the country for so long. But it is also a conscious decision on the part of the Iraqi government to withdraw the armed forces of Iraq from all of these areas. So there's no fight. The ISIS is not defeating them on the battlefield. It is rather that the Iraqi government has decided to withdraw her armed forces from that part of Iraq. Why should NATO, why should the United States be bombing ISIS except as camouflage when ISIS is doing the work that the Zionists want ISIS to do?
To return to Iraq for 1 second, where is this leading to? Is there any light at the end of the tunnel? Do you just see a Shia-Sunni civil war only?
I hope and I pray that there are sufficient people in the world today who have the capacity to connect the dots and to discern or to understand the strategy of the Zionists, and therefore to take appropriate action in order to forestall or to prevent the emergence of that universal Sunni Shia war. I can only pray for that.